Candace here. So, well, we've been very busy, so we have not actually had time to do a chambers member spotlight. So, look who just walked in. Courtney Buckel with Tykes Teens, but also, geez, what?
Young professionals. As of this morning, I'm also on the committee for the Treasure Coast Brew Fest.
Congratulations!
Thank you. That's where I was before this. I was at Roasted Record finding out that I'm going to be part of that.
And so with Young Professionals, what do you do?
I'm on the board and I'm on the outreach committee, so I get our sponsors, plan any of our events, and I help Candace Callahan with that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And then with Paula, of course, we all know and love Paula with Tykes Teens, Stuart Martin Chamber.
Stuart Martin and Palm City.
And Palm City Chamber. And so do you go to Women's Power Lunch Bunch too?
I don't, but I have been invited.
And Jamie goes, and you should go.
Okay.
Definitely.
Now I'm going.
Definitely. We are, we're a corporate sponsor, as you know, for Young Professionals, and but we're also a corporate sponsor for the Women's Power Lunch Bunch. And I don't go because of when it is, you know, in the middle of the day on a Thursday. And so, but Jamie goes every single month. So I definitely am a big advocate for the Women's Power Lunch Bunch. I think that they really need to know Tykes Teens more, even though a lot of us in the community do know. But I highly suggest going to that for sure. Especially if you were invited, definitely take advantage of that, because those women need to know the great work that Tykes Teens does. So I'm a dame this year for Festival of the Trees. I was blessed by Kathleen Owen. I was asked by Kathleen, who was the Grand Dame last year, and we have Kelly Johnson as our Grand Dame this year, and Dr. Brian Moriarty is our, do we call him Rudolph? Because he is the leader of the pack. Rudolph. That's what I want to call him.
Technically, he's the head reindeer, but who leads the
reindeer? Who's the head reindeer? Rudolph.
It's Rudolph.
So, Brian, it's unanimous. Courtney and I have decided Rudolph it is.
I'll get you a nice glowing red dress.
Absolutely, and he will wear it. We all know he will wear it, right? He will wear it. So tell us about Festival of the Trees coming up.
So this is our 12th annual Festival of Trees and Lights, and it's from November 17th to the 23rd. It's at Flagler Place the whole week. It has, during the day, it's actually free for everybody to attend, and it's open 11 to 5 every day of the week. It starts on Sunday, and it's Family Day.
November 17th.
Sunday, November 17th is Family Day. So it's from 11 to 5, as I said, and we're going to have some of the local kids come perform from the different schools, and we'll have some little treats and fun surprises. Look out for Culvers of Stuart. They will be coming to give out some treats. And then on Monday, we have Joy to the Girls that evening, where our dames will really shine. They're going to bring some people in. That's a really fun event.
It's a blast.
Yes.
It's a blast.
Tomorrow night is actually Babes and Bubbly, and that event is going to be sponsoring our Joy to the Girls event. So Fresh Perspective and Babes and Bubbly tomorrow night are raising money to sponsor the Joy to the Girls event. And then Tuesday is just a regular day, 11 to 5. Wednesday is our champagne tea, where we have our Little Tots fashion show. Gumbo Limbo actually provides all of the outfits for them, which is adorable. And then Friday night is used to be called our VIP party. Now it's our Not So Silent night cocktail party and live auction. And it's not so silent because we have the live auction, but it's also because we're speaking out against, or not against, but for mental health and against the stigma that's currently associated with it. And then Saturday we have free photos and breakfast with Santa. Santa comes in with Mrs. Claus on the fire truck, and they take some pictures. We have breakfast, and it's lovely.
So, but there's a chamber breakfast on
yes.
Tuesday morning,
It's
correct?
a joint chamber breakfast. Right. It's for Stuart Martin and Palm City, and it's Tuesday morning, yes.
So, what those of you that don't understand what Tykes Teens does, it's there's so many things that you guys do.
So many.
I mean, so for me personally, on my end, the sexual abuse counseling that you provide to these children is incredible, but also the suspension program. people don't realize, I think a lot of the people in the community don't understand that you have that program and the impact that it can have on these teenagers. So tell us about the, what is it,
It's internally we call it ALTOS, but
ALTOS.
It stands for Alternative to Out of School Suspension. And we have a really great relationship with the Martin County School District, where they actually, every day when a child is suspended, middle and high school students, they refer them to us, and they actually give us they tell us who it is so that we can follow up with them if they need a little push as to why they should come to us. But the goal of it is to essentially keep the child, when they're suspended from school, keep them engaged with what they're supposed to be learning and try to understand the root of why they were suspended to keep them from being suspended again. So there is time where the teachers send it at the morning when they come. There's time that the teachers send over their academics for the day, and they work through. We have a tutor. It's a retired school teacher, and she works through their homework with them. And then throughout the rest of the day, we have two therapists, one who's running the program and one who's there just as kind of a consultant, where we address why they're coming to us, whether they were caught with drugs, they were fighting, it's just they've had so many uniform issues that they've now been suspended. So they get to the root of that and they talk through it. They have circle time where I've sat in circle time, and it was one of the most powerful things that I've ever experienced, because when I initially thought of these high school students coming together and talking to our adult therapist, I thought they would be very closed off. They wouldn't really be willing to talk. These kids opened up so fast to say, yeah, I was smoking in class. I come high to school almost every day. And she calls them out on it. She says, well, why in the world are you doing that if you're being suspended? And the kids start to call each other out on it, be like, you're not going to do that again. I don't want to see you here again. And they really work through it. And it's so beautiful and powerful, and something that I've never seen in a different district. And we're going into our 20th year for that program, and Indian River County actually approached us to say that they want it there. So last year was our first year in Indian River County. It had its little kinks and bumps, but we've overcome them to take on a second year with them. So that's a gist of what that program is.
And also, the other thing that I found out last night that I did not know was that they also are required to do community service.
Yes.
And so my heart, when I went through leadership with the class of the Great 28, Tom Von Hollen.
Mighty Fine 29.
Yeah, nothing but the Great 28. Absolutely. So we're talking about leadership, Martin County. Shout out to the Stuart Martin Chamber and Cindy LeConte, and of course, Mr. Joe Canterbone. But we did, on Education Day, and I don't want to give away I'm not giving away all the secrets, Cindy, I promise. But what hit me, because I was poor when I was younger, and what hit me was going through J.D. Parker, and so you know how everybody gets, okay, so what can we do as a class, da 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 da. And so I just immediately in my head, I grabbed the assistant principal and I said, this is what I want to do for the school. I'm going to make this happen. How are we going to do this? So what we did was we did a stuffed animal toy drive for all the classes, all the grades up to, what did we do, Mary? Fourth and fifth grade, we did all of the colored pens and pencils and markers.
And anything after that, we did stuffed animals.
All the stuffed animals. And every single student in the entire school we went to, it was Mary, myself, Elise, my mother, before she passed away. Actually, my mother passed away 3 months after that. And so when the minute they said J.D. Parker last night, that struck a nerve on me, because, and I'm not diminishing any other school for not having a socioeconomic group of people. However, J.D. Parker, I'm not kidding you, we have so many pictures of their faces. So when I found out that you have the J.D. Parker students being mentored basically and having their homework being helped by people that are suspended, I mean, that is incredible. And again, being poor, when I was young, unless you were in those shoes, basically wearing those shoes, it's hard to grab onto the immensity of that, and that child at JD Parker, and having that teenager and not a parent or a teacher. It's that camaraderie, and that, wow, I can be one of those. I can be, mentoring maybe somebody when I get older. And we take it for granted as adults that maybe those kids don't have those thoughts, but believe me when I tell you, those kids have those thoughts. Those kids see, and like Jeff was saying last night, what they grow up with in their home is hard. It's very difficult to break that ice. And if you get a teenager that can actually break that ice with a younger child, a third or a fourth or a fifth grader, then that is going to carry that child through to his or her adulthood in a variety of ways. And so that, they have to do community service, these kids. And the other cool thing, and I was telling Jamie about this morning, they get it'll be off their record for school.
Yes. So I'm going to talk about two different things. I'm going to address the community service first. We have a great relationship with the city of Stuart. So the program actually takes place at the 10th Street Center in Stuart. And so the children from JD Parker that come to the 10th Street Center after school for after school care, those are the kids that the children in our program, or the teenagers in our program, go to mentor. So they come into the room, they're assigned to one of our kids, and they work on homework together. So that's just to explain exactly what they're doing.
That's amazing. Amazing.
What was your second question?
No, it wasn't a second question. You were going to talk about the
coming off the record.
Off of the record.
Oh yes, sorry.
we could talk about that. Tykes and Teens, I'm telling you, right?
Yeah.
Because there are so many aspects. It's like
there really are.
There's not enough hours in the day to talk about the great things that Tykes and Teens does every single day in our community and other communities. It's not just Martin County.
Right.
Thank God, because they are needed everywhere. So go ahead. So tell us about the off of their record. Their school
So
record.
like I said, we have a really, really good relationship with the Martin County School District. So what they are now pairing to do, and I don't know the letters because I'm not in the school district, but essentially what it is on their permanent record, it will no longer show up as an out of school suspension. It will show up as a vocational day or an excused absence, because they have completed our program. So colleges will never know that they were on out of school suspension for the days that they were with us, or if they're up for scholarships, or if they're on sports teams, they will never know that was why they were out of school for those days. After successful completion of our program. Yes.
Is there a time frame where if they get suspended again, then there's that, like, I don't want to use the word repeat offenders, but
I know that they can come back a second time. I believe that they can come back to our program a third time, but then after that they can't come back to us, because sometimes the kids are using it to come to our program. Correct. Because they enjoy the space there, they like the attention that they're getting the attention that they need, in fact. But I wouldn't say quote me on the fact that it's 3, but there is a limit to how many times they can come to us.
And also she said last night that a lot of times when the kids even graduate school, they come back and they volunteer.
Yeah, they'll come back and they'll volunteer with the kids that are suspended. They'll help volunteer with the community service at the end of the day. The kids that come to that program absolutely love it. They find the impact in it. They understand the value, and they'll come back and really help showcase that to the kids that are there.
So those of you that don't know about the Festival of the Trees, just give us a call. I'm one of the dames. You can contact Courtney at Tykes and Teens. We're looking for sponsorships, of course. This is their only fundraiser that they do all year. So last year they brought in $135,000 in 2018. So a couple of us got together last night at the end of the meeting and said that we wanted to set a goal to $200,000. So our goal, the Dames and Reindeer goal this year, is to help to bring in, get you people mobilized to a $200,000 mark for 2019 Festival of the Trees. And that's the total Festival of the Trees from beginning to end, with other, and there are some of the higher dollar sponsorships that are already there. However, there are many more to go. Lots of $5,000 sponsorships. We have a $10,000 sponsorship. If you have any in-kind donation that you want to get in for the auction, We do. We will definitely take a look at that for sure. Send it over to Courtney. She will take a look. There are specific things, of course, that they're looking for. Multiple hotel night stays. If you're listening, Hutchinson Shores and Resorts, Kyle G's, you guys want to partner for a great New Year's Eve night for a couple? That would be awesome. Let's see, Hog Industries. Shout out to him. How about, maybe a really great, fishing trip? I know you have your amazing charter boat. I know that you're very, very giving in our community. There's a bunch of people I can think of. Unfortunately, off the top of my head, I have a million things running around in it, and it's just escaping me. So thank you so much. We kind of kidnapped her the minute she walked in the door to pick up something for Babes and Bobbles, and we said, "Oh, Courtney's here. We're gonna do a shout out."
I was bombarded.
Yes. She says, "I have no makeup on. I didn't do my hair. I'm having my engagement pictures tonight." She looked beautiful anyways, so we're all good. So thank you so much for taking the time. It was awesome. Hey, remember the day you came in here and I kidnapped you for a picture?
Yes. This happens all the time.
I know. And we just got hired. She's like, "I just got hired. I have to have my picture taken already?"
Here we go.
What is up with this? Welcome to Skin Serenity Spa.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So get in touch with us for Tykes Teens for Festival of the Trees 2019. $200,000, people. Let's go. All right. Thank you. Bye.